Welcome to ECN Trade Daily Video. Before we begin, it should be noted that any advice is of a general nature only and that your personal circumstances have not been taken into consideration. Hello everyone, my name is Rob Clayton and thank you very much for joining me. Well, the Australian dollar is attempting to stage a further advance after yesterday's release from the RBA kept its interest rates unchanged and preserved the record low cash rate at 1.5%. The release statement after the decision offered no hint of its bias. However, in the statement, the RBA Governor Philip Lowe appeared more comfortable with the state of inflation, with any signal to any rate cut may be off the agenda for the foreseeable future. He did go on to say that inflation picked up to above 2% in March, in line with the bank's expectations. So all eyes now turn on the FOMC rate decision this Thursday at 4 a.m. Sydney time. And along on that day with the RBA Governor Philip Lowe to speak at 10 minutes past 1. So as I mentioned, the outlook is a little bit bullish. However, the technical implications are not fully there. So I expect to see any advances towards 75.5 and above towards 75.95.05 as a supply zone, and expect to see the market fall back towards at 74.95 and with the objective holding towards 74.25.35. A couple of things to note here with the euro dollar is the one that the bullish divergence on the US dollar index is still there and still may potentially give a bull run. This in terms would see the market shy away from this 109.50.55 cap at the moment. That's still holding and look towards the immediate support at 108.85. In today, we have the Eurozone to publish a preliminary estimate of the first quarter economic growth. And then, of course, we have the FOMC rate decision for the month of May, and followed by the Friday's release of the non-farm payrolls for the month of April. So both of these releases will expectedly impact the US dollar and may trigger that bullish divergence to its full potential and give the bull run to send the euro down towards the objective of 107.60 and eventually fill this gap that was created last Monday from the French election. Well, dollar yen broke above the 111.95.05 overnight and now looks towards that target zone of 112.40 to 112.80 to 113.10. That being said, though, the market may show some consolidation today as it takes a break with the holiday of the Memorial Day and could see the market pause before the initial move up. Now, breaking above 113.10 does give an objective around 114, and intraday, any movement beneath 111.65 would see further support, which the base now holding around 110.5. Well, the pound took, trimmed most of its losses overnight after the release of the British manufacturing PMI, which improved from 57.3 and well above the forecast of 54. The improvement was the highest level since 2014, giving signs that the British economy has weathered the Brexit storm better than expected. But however, with talks now going into the Brexit with the EU, Theresa May today promises that she will be, as she quotes, a bloody difficult woman in the EU divorce talks. Later on today, we have got the UK to release its construction PMI. But more importantly, the market will be paying more attention to the FOMC decision, which comes in later tomorrow morning. On the day, I expect to see any advances towards 129.85.95 to fail, and a cap holding now around 130.10.60, which we saw back here in September. Support on the day, as I may mention, 128.50.60 and then 127.70. Well, gold is still weak, and it did take on the challenge of 54 after printing a low of 52 overnight. With further slippage to expected to emerge, I'm looking for a target now down towards 12.42, and any advances on the day comes in around 58 to 65. Wrapping up with oil, well, the market did stab towards the downside and took out that 48.60 support. Now, a break of 47.50 would give further scope to the downside and trigger a move towards $45 a barrel. That being said, though, I am a little bit cautious because the market isn't fully convinced that the market may break down to $45, and a move above 49.5 would give further scope to the upside. So that wraps up my daily video. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope you have a great day ahead. And as always, look out for the intraday report that will be released shortly.